Also work on developing your confidence in your beauty and value. This is huge. Men are very, very attracted to a confident woman. How you carry yourself speaks volumes to them. And I think always of, oh, now I'm going to forget her name. Is it Queen Latifah?
Oh, I love her.
Who is not, you know, this size 8 or 6 or 4 or whatever little person. I mean, she's not any kind of classical beauty, but she is very sexy. And men are like, oh, because she has this attitude like, I'm confident, I'm all that, you want some of this? Well, you better clean up your act then, you know? I mean, right? I mean, and so men are very attracted to a confident woman. And I'm not saying that I've got this nailed at all, but I will say I asked my husband this quite a while back when I was doing another teaching about what first attracted him to me, and he said, your confidence. I was like, you're kidding! I thought it was my charm or whatever, but no, it was my confidence. He said, you just seem so sure of yourself and so grounded and so centered on God and like, just get out of my way, I'm blazing forward. And he said it was so attractive. Men are attracted to confident women. So how do you grow in confidence? Well, that's a whole nother class, and actually there's a whole podcast on the Squadron of Sisters website about developing confidence and dignity. You might want to check that out. Stop fixating on securing a husband and submit yourself entirely to God instead. Then he will likely provide you with a spouse. And I know this from personal experience, and my verse that we actually used at our wedding, because it meant so much to both Raul and I, is Psalm 37:4. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Sometimes your desires change as you delight yourself in the Lord, but as you delight yourself in the Lord and honoring him and just submitting to him and saying, it's just you and me, God, that's when he usually gives you the desires of your heart. It was this way for my husband. It was this way for me. I was talking to my daughter-in-law today. It was that way for her. Insist on being friends and hanging out together for at least 1 month before progressing to even holding hands, let alone anything else. Because during this time, observe his character, especially when he's facing a challenge. Does he show the fruit of the Spirit? The fruit of the Spirit, it's listed in Galatians 5. It's love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. Does he show those things when he's facing challenges? Or is what's coming out of his mouth foul, rude, you know, like a hot-tempered kind of thing? I mean, you know, what's happening when he's under trials? Even when he's driving down the road, if someone cuts him off, how does he handle that? Insist on sexual purity while dating. Why is this important? Well, first, because God says it's a sin to have sex outside of marriage. There's numerous verses about this. We could pick 1 Corinthians 6:18, flee sexual immorality. But this is not okay by God, and we should take that seriously. Also, on a practical level, when you have sex with a person, it bonds you to that person. It's an actual hormonal reaction. There's a chemical released, oxytocin, when you have sex, and it especially, I mean, it just bonds you together. And it's great when it's in marriage, right? Because you should be bonded together. But when you're dating someone who might be rude, abusive, foul-mouthed, whatever, putting you down all the time, if you have sex with him, you're bonded to that guy. And that's why so many women say, I don't know why I stay with him, I just love him so much. Even though he's a creep. You know, I don't know, I just love him, I have to have him. Because they're bonded because they had sex with him. I used to know this pastor that said sex makes you stupid. And it kind of does in that sense that you don't see their faults anymore because you're so bonded. And in marriage, that's a good thing. That's a really good thing in marriage. But when you're dating, that's not a good thing, is it? To not notice their faults. Also, if you give sex to your boyfriend, why should he make a commitment to you? There's that old saying, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free, you know? So, I mean, basically, what's his motivation? What's his motivation? He's getting everything he wants.